Hello, everybody. Hope you're doing well. It's currently 5 o'clock on a Saturday. What a time to be alive! Messing with something real quick, then we'll head over to warm up. But I hope you're all having a amazing weekend so far. And if not, then we're gonna do a little bit of warm up. We're gonna do a little bit of drawing. We're gonna have a good time. Boom. There we go. Look at that. I'm a pro. But yeah, we're doing some calm music tonight. Of my playlist, I've curated like songs I want to get through. It's gonna be a very chill stream today. Good vibes only. I love this part of the song. I was gonna play Boko Yot's Ute. I think that is the album Gusto or Gusto, whatever. I was gonna play that. It's amazing. I've been listening to it on repeat way more than I should. But today, I just want something calm. I want something pretty. In my, Kavel philosophy segment, there's always something I'm like debating in my head, whether it's about art philosophy or just in general. Not that I'm like some sophisticated person. I'm a very confused and lost person, so I'm always thinking about stuff. And the one I've been chewing on recently is beauty. Like, what is it? Why do we have it? Very, very popular question. One that I'm not sure has an answer. Now, I don't think it needs to be answered because we still find things beautiful and pretty and nice, whether we know the definition or not. And even though Bear isn't the person who made this quote, I will quote Bear Mug for it. I can't remember what it was. I think it was we were talking about like finding the reason why we draw. And what's the next song? Yes, okay. Oh, this is so perfect for this discussion. Bear said, like, you want to avoid, and this could be like mistaking what she said, so please correct me, anybody, but you don't want to create a reason why you like to draw, right? Like, you want to find the reason why you like to draw. You don't have to like create something and then feel like you need to subscribe to it, right? Like, you don't say, oh, I draw because I want to make it the world's most popular manga one day, which is highly dependent on external factors beyond your control. And so the moment that falls apart, not that it will, not that it's guaranteed, but it could. The moment that happens, that's the danger. You're going to be obsessed with it, but instead choosing something very internal, very grounded and relative to you, and truthful is a better option. However, that's hard to find. Hence why it's easier to create a reason. So this goes back to like our kind of discussion on beauty is I've been under the personal belief that you don't have to define it. It's not a problem to be solved. It's something that can be solved, but I wouldn't say it's a problem. Because I'll still see Turan Fiddler's art or Ryoko Koi. So I keep mixing it up every time I feel like I say it different. I can still see their art and find it amazing and inspiring. And I can look at it for like way too long, like a non-normal amount of time. Trying to like find their intent, find like little details that I like, things I'm gonna steal, things I can just appreciate. Like, voice crack, that's bad. Like, Trent Fiddler's gestures, which are probably some of my favorite, even though his like colored stuff is also amazing and great. I like his gestural studies, especially his traditional ones, because of the weight of the pencil and how he puts weight on certain lines. Or like a lot of his like gestural like ink ones, how sharp it all is. I wouldn't say some of that makes the gesture like objectively better. It's just a reflection of their art, and it's so impressive to me. It's just something I could just gawk at, right? Like, So yeah, there's no like objective basis for why that's beautiful to me, but I like looking at it. That draws me to their art. Same thing with Ryoko Koi's texture and character design. Could have been drawn 100 different ways, but that one that they stuck with, they hit the nail somewhere on the head. I don't know. It's just like it's correct. It jives with me. I'm gonna be inking a gravel drawing that I made recently. I'm gonna really be trying to emulate Ryoko Koi's inking methodologies, how they do texture. I feel like they are like number 2 on my art parents list. Because I think they are the manifestation of less is more. Trendfiddler does an amazing job of it as well. If not, but like with color. I mean, he does amazing all of it. I feel like a lot of whenever you see like more muscular studies, they always feel like they look like they're flexing all the time. And that really bothers me. It doesn't annoy me. It's not bad. Just like they're trying to demonstrate that the muscle is there, but it becomes too rigid. As a person who has a body, I know that like to flex one part, you're gonna be not flexing the other, or it's weird and unnatural to be flexing all that, right? Anyways, yeah. So Ryoko Koi, their textures, the pinnacle of less is more to me. It's such a shame because it's so hard to find their art. Like they don't have like I couldn't find an Instagram or a Twitter or anything. I literally found like an old blog, art blog that they used to have where there's a ton of Dungeon Meshi stuff. I think that's going to be my next manga. In fact, I really want to start reading it. Just manga is expensive. Then again, it's all to support Ryoko Koi, so. Oh, I remember I picked this song because it reminds me of Freerun. We can listen to some Freerun today. Getting Freerun vibes. I have a dumb smile on my face because of this song. Another thing about it, all of my favorite artists, like the first, was it when like the culling, like the first barrier of all artists that I truly appreciate are ones who like really manifest that less is more. Like a Hataya, a great example of that. Nagabe, with the lighting and fur. I was thinking more if I ever wanted to monetize YouTube. It's just scary because I like programming, but I'm willing people take that away from me, right? Like I'll sell my soul to programming if that makes sense. They can take that away. They can take the fun out of it and I'll still find ways to enjoy that. But I kind of do art for the freedom that it has. Like the expression, and if like I can't express myself in my art, then why do it? Right? I want that freedom. I need that freedom. With code, I don't do that as much. I code because I want to make something. However, streaming is different because I stream because I want to record my progress and encourage others to pick up the pen. It's just PCATs. This is in my first blog post on my website. PCATs warning, subtle warning kind of rings true, which is like when you become a YouTuber, you're a YouTuber. You're not just an artist. You have a lot of videos to make. You have less time to draw. Yo, what's up, Naya? How's it going? Hope your day's been well. We're in a very chill vibe tonight. Did a triple pass on that one. Rare. I'm good. I'm very tired. Did a lot of cleaning and stuff today. A lot of chores. Tons of chores. So I'm ready to chill. I'm going to be drawing after stream as well. And make some of my favorite ramen. Yo, what's up, Dio? Welcome to the stream as well. I hope you are well. I'm doing okay. We are alive. We are listening to great music, and we are drawing. You're sad? Why are you sad? You broke your chair? Oh my goodness. How soon can you replace it? I'm sorry to hear. Because you raged on League? Oh my goodness. In hindsight, was it worth the energy? It was using a chair from the kitchen. Oh my goodness. I did not know you played League. Who's your favorite character to play in League? I don't know anything about League, but I know some of the characters. Yeah, Naya. What have you been up to, Naya? Did you ever figure out any of your questions about streaming from your phone? Or Fiddlesticks? There's no way there's a character called Fiddlesticks. There's no way. There's a character called Fiddlesticks. That's so cool. I love that. Oh man, I love how Fiddlesticks looks too. Oh, that's gangster. I like that. He does. He really does. That's awesome. I may be drawing Fiddlesticks sometime soon. That's cool. And nothing. And no, about to go somewhere though. Heck yeah. Oh, this pin's running out. Guess I'll go to the store, buy some more pins. IRL stream, guys. We go to the store together. We pick out some art supplies. Overwatch right now? Wow, an Overwatch player. I haven't seen an Overwatch player since the genesis of Rivals. Is that weird? I don't know if it's weird. It's just unheard of. I haven't met a person who plays Overwatch still. Like all my friends who used to play Overwatch or people who like played competitive Overwatch have switched over to Rivals. Rivals is too confusing. It is a little bit overwhelming, I won't lie. Want to know a game that's too confusing? Deadlock. Deadlock looks great. I haven't played it yet. But man, just watching my friends play, I'm like, dude, what is going on? I'm interested. I want to play it. Definitely not today. It's been a rough day. Like I said, I just want to chill and draw. But I am interested, really interested in Deadlock. And the characters look awesome. They look so unique. For lack of a better word, they have so much character. I love Rim. Rim is awesome. I kind of like Seven. Seven's design is cool. I'm a sucker for robots with like the disc on the head. I like that character shape. Who else did I like? There's two more. Two more. There's one who kind of looks like a parallel of Scout. He has the wooden arm, and then Lash, the other guy. Ooh, this song. I listened to this song when I first went to Bird Paradise in Singapore. It's called Park Anticipations, and I was anticipating the Bird Paradise Park, and it was awesome. I wish I could go back right now. I wish I could, dude. Okay, real talk, everybody. College is rough, right? I've had many great memories in college, but there's only been probably 2 times in the past 4 years of my life, maybe 3, um, that I've left and I've legitimately been sad. One is when I first left for college, but I wasn't too sad because I knew I'd be able to come back. The second time is when I left my first apartment and I moved out from my roommates who I grew really close with. I love those guys. They're awesome. And I was very, very upset. And then the third time, and this sounds silly, is when I left Bird Paradise in Singapore because the park was so amazing. It was so great. The food there was like, you'd expect like food in a zoo to be kind of crappy. No, it was amazing. It was great. You got to interact with the birds. You can get like up to like a meter or two away from them. There's feeding things. I fed some of the birds. The keepers there clearly loved their jobs. Like they would sometimes when they were like feeding them in the morning because they came in the morning, um, they would just like say hi to the birds and talk to them, and like they would only do that when they thought no one was watching. But like there I was, like 20 feet back, just being like, oh, that person's talking to the birds. Shout out. Yeah, Bird Paradise. If you guys ever somehow have the opportunity to go to Singapore, Bird Paradise is a must. Go. I would even say go to it before you go to the main zoo, the Singapore Zoo, because in my opinion, the Bird Paradise was much more modern and less people were there because it's the Bird Paradise. And also the main zoo had so many kids, and so they're like screaming and yelling and like getting up on the glass and like banging on the glass. I also went on the weekend for the main zoo, so maybe if I went during a weekday, it would have been less chaotic. Anyways, I've queued up a ton of Outer Wilds music. In fact, my favorite songs from Outer Wilds. There may be some strays in there that I haven't listened to and removed, but let's get hyped for that. Cool, cool. Alrighty, well, this amazing song. Man, Outer Wilds. I need to draw some Outer Wilds. That needs to happen. Cool, cool. So yeah, we're gonna BRB everybody. You guys know the drill. 2 minutes of BRB. We're gonna come back and continue working on lesson 6. Be right back. Alrighty, we're back, everybody. Perfect timing. When we first went to BRB. Uh-oh. Where did I put? Oh no. I seem to have misplaced a page. Never mind, it was just stuck to the top of our scanner. Cool. So, yeah, whenever I went to BRB, like my pages fell onto my legs. And I don't know why, but like I imagined a giant bug landed on me. Like right as it touched me, I was like, there's a giant bug on me. And I don't jump. This is gonna sound like a very weird flex, but I like bugs. I think bugs are cool. So I don't like jump whenever they're on me or whatever. I want to check out the bug first. But like I looked down and saw like this giant white mass, which was the paper, moving, and I like freaked out. Cause like that's not a bug. What is that? So I just scared the heck out of myself. Anyways, I'm not the brightest. That is today's lesson. So, and lesson 6. I'm gonna take a big sip of water, then we're gonna get into it. Cool. So, yeah, like I said, we're continuing our work on lesson 6. We are going to be constructing this. Specifically, it's going to look like this, hopefully, on the page. Something like that, as you can see here with that box. We have all of our orthos laid out. We did have a gigantic mistake, which we realized last stream. And here, I'll start the timer. Which is we forgot to add... We added it right here, but we didn't add it over here. Oh, I just got water on my page. Oh no, I got water on my page. I guess it was on my beard or something. Oh no. At least it wasn't on anything important. Dang it, man. Let's see if I could like dab it off. Yeah, well, that's gonna stay there now. That's unfortunate. Ah, whatever. Okay. So yeah, we have that. We have this, and we're basically gonna be transferring these orthos onto this. Now, there is something we do need to recognize is some of this geometry we may not need. I do think we need all of it. Because there's not gonna be any hidden edges, if that makes sense. Also, this doesn't totally. I know that feels like it feels a bit too thick. That feels like a 3/4 ratio, like 3:4 instead of 2:3. So we messed that up a little bit. But we continue. That makes me so mad. That's whatever. I'm gonna like erase that when I submit it. I know that's like evil and gross, and I shouldn't do that, but I'm gonna do it. Actually, I have scans of this. Oh, this. Before that happened, so that works. Anyways, yeah. So, I'm going to work on. Let's do the back face first. Yeah, we'll do the back face first. We actually don't. Yeah, the hidden geometry that we don't need to worry about is this circle right here. We'll do the front face first, actually, because then we can decide what we can and can't see. Because I don't think we'll see, like, the back geometry right here. But we may need to map it anyways, just because. Yeah, that does change the game a little bit, doesn't it? Ah, man, I'm dropping everything today. Cool. And this is going to be our muck page. Alrighty. So, where do we get started? Like I said, I would like to start up here. I think the last thing we're going to do is the knob on the top. That's going to be difficult, but that's why I'm putting off to last. Oh, how was my day? Oh goodness, when did you send that? Okay, that was only a little bit ago. My day was busy and effortful. So I'm glad we're streaming and we're chilling now. That makes me happy. Playing Overwatch? Gotcha, gotcha. I wish you the best of luck. If you want to ask something, just say my name. Gotcha, gotcha. Well, I hope you enjoy the music. I'm not sure if this is good music for Overwatch playing. But regardless, best of luck. So, let's get crazy here. I would like to start the ortho here the same way I started the ortho here, which is by working on the horizontals and specifically laying out the circle. Because we started divvying up to get that 7/12 that we talked about. So I'm going to actually pull up Pure Ref, and we're going to open up the diagram. Apologies, I always forget to do this every stream. I'm proud of me using 7/5, so it feels like, you know, making good optimizations. Anyways, here we are. And we get to do a trace of what we did. So, or trace, like following what we did in the past, not like actually tracing things. I know the word tracing sparks contention in some artist circles. So you gotta be careful what we mean there. You gotta be careful not to use this as my muck page. Now I'd like to put this somewhere where you guys could see it, but I need to see it, so sorry. Okay, so we're going to begin by divvying this side in half. Divvying? Dividing, I guess. Is that where divvying comes from? Dividing? That would make sense. I've never thought about it. Nice, nice. Cool. So here comes the part I dread a lot. You know what? I'm pulling out the table. I'm pulling out the spare table. It'll make all of our lives so much easier. Oh, isn't that wonderful? Okay. Because if I have the spare table here, that means we can have all of our favorite stuff. Now I'm surrounded by tables. There's only one way out, and it's by going behind me. So like I talked about last stream with my ideal whatever setup, U-shaped center desk. There's a period, I think a couple months ago, where I was obsessed with going through Pinterest and looking at people's like art setups. It was like kind of toxic because it just made me want to like do more, or I just got really jealous. Then again, Pinterest always makes me jealous. I look at trans art. I look at friggin' he's one of trans friends, Jacinto. Jacinto's art. I see their stuff and I'm like, holy crap. And like I look at it respectfully, right? With the intent of learning and improving and seeing what they do and emulating it in some way productively. But when you look at so much art like that, you do end up getting a little bit envious. I'd like to meet a person who's able to see art, look at art from their favorite and more all day and not get just the tiniest bit jelly. So this is going to be a wonderful exercise in something that I call the property of similar lines. Since we don't have the luxury of immediately, going and tracing down to the VP, because the VP is so far away, what we're going to do is we know that this line is close to this point, which means the slopes of these two lines are going to be very close, closer than the slope between this line and this one, or this line and this one over here. Yeah, you guys can see that. Cool. So we'll just kind of use that as, like how last stream I was kind of like making this like mock spin thing. Now we just have a shorter arc if we treat that one as true. However, this does result in compounding error, which isn't good necessarily. I think I rotated a bit too fast there. I think this is pretty good. But you won't know until we try it. I saw someone had a screenshot today, or maybe the other day. I was reading through older messages in the Patreon chat. Someone apparently did Drawbox with like a cleaver, like their straight edge was just a cleaver, and they were like streaming it, which is just so metal. I love that. I kind of want to, I want to do something that extra. That's how you make memorable clips for Drawbox right there. That's so gangster. Okay, we'll do this. When I first played Outer Wilds, I was annoying my whole family and probably my roommates with how much I was whistling this theme. Okay, so we can do the law of similar lines, the property of similar lines, whatever it is, right there as well. Was this the one that the VP was 18 inches? I doubt it, because look how far away that is. Yeah, probably not. But we could probably get pretty close, pivoted like this. Yeah, yeah. Wow, the VP's far away. So we'll do the VP guesstimation game. Something like this would be acceptable. And since we're trying to find the middle, we can just use our intuition once we put these dots down as to where the middle should be. And if we hit the marker, we're a little bit off some direction. This seems okay. This seems like it's a little bit more to the left than I'd like. But I don't want to be too far from this backline, even though the backline is a little bit off. Oh wow, does the backline have a steeper slope? Oh no, it doesn't. Okay, I thought I was tripping for a second. I'm gonna guess it's this. And a little bit more. Sure, watching the anime Fire Force. It's okay. I'm not the biggest fan of the main character. I'm put off by, other than Luffy, I'm pretty put off by, I should play Apex. I have played Apex. I'm not a fan of it nowadays. I was obsessed with it when it first came out. I was a Pathfinder main. Hence the robots. And I was a good Pathfinder main, man. I did some work. But no. Apex was quite fun. Now it's just too much. A lot of games are too much. I don't know what it is. Maybe I've just grown senile and resistant to change, which is probably true in some respects. But like video games are just tough for me to get into now. I want something I can pick up and I don't feel like I have tasks to do. Like I just can play. Right? Like I don't have to do this or do that. And like there's not 80 things I have to care about or 14-year-olds that are going to destroy me. Because I don't play video games all day anymore, right? I'm not built like that anymore. I can't be doing that. Alrighty. You know, I spend my efforts, my free time on drawing, and so when I return to video games, I want it to be like, drawing is effortful, and sometimes, you have to think, you have to like critical thinking and focus and all that. And so when I play a video game, I really don't have much resources to dedicate because I've already dedicated all my like mental strain and effort towards drawing. Drawing makes me very happy, so I'd rather draw than play games if I have to make a choice. Alrighty. So we're going for our seventh. We have our main subdivision. So we're gonna kind of trace what I did here. We had this line. I'm gonna use the smaller ruler. This is a bit excessive. Nice. Nice. And we're gonna do this line right here. And ideally the intersection of these two lines will give us a horizontal. And that horizontal will pass through the major diagonal, which will draw a vertical. And that vertical's intersection with the main diagonal, oh no, with our arrow right here, will indicate the horizontal distance of the half to the seventh. Cool. You're like, Kavel, why'd you say that all out loud when you're about to do it anyways? And you probably understood it because we gotta like mentally go through it first. It's helpful. Oh my goodness. Dude, why do I keep dropping things today? Okay, please don't fall. 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 Heck yeah, let's go. I really should play Outer Wilds at some point. TS Block, you are talking to one of the biggest, probably not one of the biggest, but a big Outer Wilds fan. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well. And man, I am a huge Outer Wilds fanboy. Please, my rule, never Google anything about it. The game can be difficult at times to figure stuff out. Never Google anything. Never look up videos, never look up reviews. Try to stay away from any spoilers as much as possible. And half of the game is figuring out the difficult stuff. That is my like biggest. I'm not going to say anything about spoilers or anything at all, other than this one thing, which is do not Google it. Just play the game. It may get difficult. You may be stuck. Take a break. It's so amazing for that fact. Alrighty, so we have our intersection right here. We'll use the law of similar lines, the property of similar lines. It's not an actual law or property, I just call it that. Whenever, because like I remember, I don't know why, in my head, like my Cal 1 professor who kept saying law of large signs or something, I can't remember. You're disappointed in Apex. Oh, did they make some design decisions? I don't even know what an heirloom is in Apex. But hey, trust that company to try to get as much money as they can throughout the game, right? Isn't the same group of people, I'm not gonna say a company, but like a lot of the same developers from Apex and Titanfall, by proxy, went to go work on High Guard. What's the High Guard player count right now? I hope it's high. For their sake, I hope it's high. It's sad to see. Stuck in lost interest. It's yeah, High Guard isn't a bad game. I don't think it's just it's been done 100 times before. I played a little bit of it, the tutorial, and then watched people play it. Oh wait, oh sorry, Outer Wilds. You're talking about Outer Wilds. Well, yeah, Outer Wilds would probably be a difficult game to play with ADHD or unmedicated ADHD, I should say. So, um, well, hey, hopefully you know some tips and tricks, some techniques to combat the effects of ADHD and better have the opportunity to play a game like Outer Wilds. The Outer Wilds, except for this recent promptathon because I was traveling, um, Outer Wilds has appeared. Oh no, no, it did. It has appeared in every single promptathon I've done. Proudly so. Nice. In fact, I have the sketchbook. This is my favorite. I'm not sponsored. Why is there like muck? Get out of here. Interesting. There's like weird fingerprint on there. Strathmore. This is my favorite sketchbook I've ever owned. It's a Strathmore 180 GSM A6, I think. Anyways, I absolutely love every bit of it. Where's the Outer Wilds? This one. Yeah, I added guns to the main Outer Wild ship. So, welcome back. I think the next sketchbook I'm going to be is just a slightly larger version of this, because this has made me so happy. The paper and texture is wonderful. I really have no complaints other than I wish it had no spine, so I could do a completely lay flat, but I've learned how to bend the pages. It's aesthetically pleasing. It did cost a lot, though, but that's kind of the theme. You know, Statlers are some of the best fine liners, but they cost a lot, right? Stuff like that. Okay, so now we're going to be drawing our line up. We're into step 5, where we've intersected the main diagonal. We're going to be drawing vertical line now. This is rather difficult, once again, because we don't know where the VP is here. So we have to use similar lines to kind of help us out. Say it's about right here. Make sure that these are different slopes. This slope for this line that we're about to make should be a lot less. Yeah. But right here I think is perfect. What music did I have queued after this? Ah, it just looped. let's let's start from the beginning then. We'll do what's a song that I really like? Ah, here we go. Sorry for changing up the music. I have a pet peeve of whenever I'm in a car with somebody and they just like randomly change the music in the middle of a song. Wow. Oh, so look at this. This line that we're about to create is extremely close to this one on the page, which means we can practically use the same angle, just a little bit more steep. Be actually, if I was the same amount of steepness, it'll look a bit weird with this line though. So we have a choice to make. I'm gonna make it less steep. It's gonna look weird, but I think it's the best choice we have. Yeah, it looks weird, but best choice we have. I'm doing this backwards. I was looking at the. I was doing it facing this way instead of this way. Oh. We need to redo it. Oh no. I did it facing like this on the page instead of like this. You know what? We can make this work. Is it oh my god. Yeah, it'll work. It's goofy, it'll work. So I'll just make sure I'm looking at this the correct direction now. Oh my gosh. Okay. Yeah, it'll still work. I'm so dumb. Okay. Now we need to divvy this up into fourths. Let's see how I did that over here. Seems I just divvied it by going up here and doing a diagonal. Or technically on the bottom now and doing the diagonal. So we'll do that. No, we already have a fourth actually. I'm going to do another fourth up here so we don't have to measure to the VP. Nice. Let's keep focusing on the verticals. Yeah, so the only thing that would have completely messed this up is if we did the 7/16 on the wrong side. Um, so starting with the horizontals actually helped us. Because if we did any of the verticals, we would have been screwed. Cool. We do need a 3/4. I'm playing the game of both mixing my like original ortho with the one I'm doing on the page. It's like doing it 1-to-1. I don't know. I feel like would kind of mess me up. Trying to see where we should go next. Okay, we're gonna do the 1/16, the 1/8, and the 3/16 next, which is just gonna be constant subdivisions in the top right. And I'm gonna make my life easier and just do this so we can more. I'm so upset. I've now like realized the cost of watching free run live, I guess, or like weekly, is now that I watched a free run episode yesterday, I can't watch a free run episode today, and that sucks. I mean, that's literally how time works, but it's like when an animal like time change happens, and an animal like doesn't like your pet expects food, but it's different now. Stuff like that. Alrighty, so that marks a fourth up here. So now we need to divide it a couple more times. I'm just going to continue using what we have to make my life easier. And technically more accurate? I'm not sure. There's probably compounding human error there as well, so. That gives us our eighth. We can easily mark the next eighth by going over here. Yeah, I was talking about Fire Force earlier. Fire Force is okay. I'm kind of annoyed with protagonists that are like, I want to be a hero, like Luffy. Because I feel like the Fire Force universe isn't set up where people like that are allowed to exist. If that makes sense, like One Piece is silly. It's a cartoon for cartoon's sake almost, right? Oda has made that abundantly clear, especially with Luffy's most recent ability, which I won't spoil. Even though it's been out for a while now and it's been talked about heavily, I won't talk. Um, but like Fire Force, it seems a bit too serious for that. Also, we're getting some weird lines here, and so it just makes him seem like an annoying kid who doesn't get it. He doesn't get the real world. Um, that's how I didn't watch. I never got through My Hero. I only got to I did the 3 episode rule, which is like 3 episodes, and if you don't like it, don't watch it. Um, and Deku just seems annoying. Like I don't care about that. And this also, so Deku seems annoying just because of the way he's written. Like I wouldn't say it's bad character writing. I just didn't like him off the bat. Meanwhile, Chainsaw Man, I didn't like Denji, but that's just because Denji was so well written that he seemed like a real person to me. And Denji is just a gross person, right? But I love Chainsaw Man. I think it's wonderful. That's the difference. And so, yeah, Fire Force, we'll see. I'm here. I'm here for the ride. I like the mystery that's been set up in the first 2 episodes, or maybe episode 3. I can't remember which one I'm on. Already next. We subdivide these. To get our 1/8 and our 1/16. You fix my posture. I was like, why is it so hard to draw this line? My posture was bad. I already see this getting a little bit chaotic. Wait, why did I draw that as a full diagonal? Dang it. Well, that's going to look off if it isn't perfectly aligned. Accidentally doubled up on that line and made it really dark. Dang it. That's what we get for not paying attention. Now that we have 2 points, we can make a line without having to measure to the VP. Hurrah. Take a quick sip of water. Oh, this is my Minecraft? Okay. Just a Minecraft song. Cool. So we have our 16th, and the way I went about this last time is we mirrored it. So we'll mirror it about the center. We could do all the junk down there, but I don't particularly care enough to do that. The hardest part about mirroring is accounting for the pin, because the pin may change where things land. So I like measuring it with both sides of the ruler, which sounds weird, but you'll see that I got two different positions measuring the same thing. Do the same here. So in between, I'll like just take the average of those two and make sure it isn't horrendously off of the VP, which it isn't. And then we go. Remember when I was studying abroad, that, oh, what is this? Oh, okay. I thought this was supposed to be an eighth, and I was like, that is not equal. It's not. It's our weird number, whatever it is, and it's step 4 when we cross the diagonal, or technically step 5, that blue line, which I don't even know what it is. Anyways, when I was in Singapore and like people learned that I drew in like my free time, and I was doing promptathon, so I'd like peel off and go draw real quick, to finish the prompt of the day. He'd be like, "Oh, can you do portraits? Can you do caricatures?" And like, it's so dangerous telling people that you draw. Like, I can, they're not gonna look good. You know? They're like, nah, it's gonna look good, I promise. I'm like, hey, no, I know how I draw. I know what I'm capable of. It's oh no, you're just being humble, you're just being facetious. No. Thankfully people weren't. So like there's nosy and then there's curious. And like there's one dude, I'm not gonna say his name, of course. He was cool as hell. I loved him. He was very chill, good guy. And like he would be, hey, can I check out your sketchbook? I'm like, sure. And like hand it over to him. He did say like, oh, is this bird guy like your OC? And I was like, I don't like hearing OC. Like I was like, oh no, it's not mine. Like I lied. I was so embarrassed by the prospect of like drawing my little OC everywhere. I realized like the image I was giving off. Anyways, am I marking the same thing? Yeah, okay. So I was embarrassed by that, but other than that, like people were really cool. They were, and then like I appreciate when people aren't like, oh man, this is so good, blah blah. Freaking people have done that, and I'm like, hey, let's be real. Like I appreciate the kindness, but if you guys have artist friends, please don't be like, this is so good. We need to hang it somewhere. We need to like, hey, it's just their art, man. This thing you do is like give it a little heart react on Discord or something. I don't know. There was something I was like really anxious about, and I was like, oh, I need to do, and I don't remember it. So hey, gone. You know, like no more caring about that. No more worrying about that. We could do the mirroring technique where we just go through the middle. Actually, wait, why don't I just do that? Or we can use as another source of truth to verify. And that goes all the way out here. It's crazy. Oh, this. Mirroring, I guess like extending, I don't know what to call it. Extendo technique. Hmm. Why is it so close? Okay, well, we'll go the average. There's another eighth. Now we need the 3/16th. And once again, we can mirror our extendo. So we'll extendo real quick. Checking back on here, there should be a line that's slightly above it, and it is. Nice. Specifically bought these pins, Statler Stick 430, because they're advertised as having very small millimeter. Thing checks out. Looks good. There's your next eight. Take a quick sip of water. Cool, cool. So we have our 3 on all of those sides. The only thing we're missing is the 7/16ths, which that's weird. So the way I'm looking at things, we have to do it on a different side. It's gonna end up right here, the mid. So we'll figure that out. We just need to subdivide a couple of times here. Nice. Honestly, we're just gonna continue doing that throughout here to make my life easier. Make sure it lines up with this slope so it doesn't seem too jarring. Nice. So it should be in the middle of here. As for our square, it's going to be right here. The square that's going to contain the thread for the side of the clamp. And we have to just decide what the square is going to be because, yeah, there's no easy way of doing this without a compass or an ellipse that we don't have. This feels relatively square-like. Maybe even a little bit more to the side. So all we have to do is pick a point. And then we can all have similar lines. It's a little bit off. Okay, what's next? We need to work on our verticals now. We need a fourth and a third, which we have, a 7/16 and a 9/16. We have to make sure we do the 7/16 and the 9/16 and the 7/8 on the correct sides. So the 7/8 is going to happen over here. We have fourths, so if we just divvy that up, there's going to be our 7/8, and we can drop that all the way down. And that looks okay. Now next, we're going to have our 9/16, which means it's going to be in this zone. Section needs to travel through both of these, so I might as well. This will create our 9/16. Then we just need our 7/16. And we should be good. Which is actually going to be much easier now to do is this. So maybe in the future, whenever we're doing this, to help our law of similar lines, whatever we want to call it, we can do the things that require, like this. Oh, that was very off. Oops. Yeah. Ooh, look, oh geez, what did I do? I was just off by a tiny bit, and that messed up a lot of stuff. Yipes. Wow. Wow, that messed so much stuff up. That sucks. Whatever. Um, Paying attention is one thing that we need to do better, but we can start laying down the ones that we have like absolute diagonals for. Man, that's just wrong. That's totally wrong. I don't know if I redraw that line or what, but wow. And that should have passed through here as well. Man, that sucks. I'm gonna leave it as it is. Just that really sucks. Alrighty. So yeah, now we can start marking things. So we go 2/8 up here to here. Go 1/8 over. Then we go to our 4/3 measurement. And then, so yeah, maybe finding cross sections on the top and bottom would be good. Just to make sure we're aligned all the way through. And then the next part is our 9/16, which is right here. And then we have our 7/16, which got immolated, and that's going to jump all the way up to our 3/16 mark. It's right here. So that's going to make it seem even more steep, which is already an issue. And then we're going to return to our 1/4 right here on the same level. I'm going to climb all the way up to our 3/16 right here. Mark our 1/8. Or sorry. This, go over here, go down one, go to the 9/16, climb up to 3/16 for this 7/8. Yep, or 7/16. And yeah. Okay, let's commit to it. Or at least the interior lines. I'd like get all the blue off this. Honestly, we may call it early for this stream once we're done with this part. How much time have we been streaming? Yeah, we've been streaming a good amount. Double check that we're going here to the 3/16 and 7/16. Yep. There we go. I'm gonna go over it one more time. I'm gonna like shift the ruler a little bit so the line gets thicker. There we go. Alrighty. So that is the first edge. We can actually, I'm gonna hold off. Yeah, I'm gonna hold off on it. We're gonna call it there, everybody. That is the first edge. We messed up some stuff. It's not looking horrible. I'm actually kind of impressed by how non-crowded it looks, but once we get all these faces in here, it may look a little bit more chaotic. But yeah, so once again, thank you all for joining me tonight. Thank you, Dio, TS Block, and Naya. I think that was everybody. Yes, TS Block, Dio, and Naya. And yeah, so we're not going to be streaming tomorrow, Sunday. We will pick back up on Monday, probably with this or some 50%. We'll see how I'm feeling. But in the meantime, I hope you all have an amazing weekend, and I can't wait to see you guys then. Bye for now.